So my name is Jeffrey Leclerc. I'm from America, from the USA, and I came here to work at Columb, the language center Columb. I've been a teacher and a translator, and I have had a lot of fun over the past year teaching Russian people English. So, like, people always ask what the big difference is between Americans and Russians, and there are some differences, but of course we're more similar than we're different. But one big difference that I've noticed is, for example, if you are in America and you are lost, if you're lost in some city and you ask somebody to help you get to the center or something, they'll say like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're good. I'm really sorry. Really sorry. I need to go. Sorry." And you'll think, "Oh, what a nice guy. It's too bad that he couldn't help me, but he was such a nice guy." But in Russia, if you ask someone like how to get to the center of the city, they'll probably tell you like, "What? You're not from here? What? You don't even know where Prospect Mir is? Okay. Well, let's see. How can I tell you? Jesus." And you'll think that you're just a complete idiot, but in the end, you will get there. So, I have traveled to a lot of places in Russia, and I think that the most interesting place for me was actually a place that most people, even Russians, haven't been, is Buryatia. I went to Buryatia a few years ago, and it was just an amazing place. It's out in the nature. It's very close to Mongolia, and I was in a small town, and people there, they ride on horses through the streets. They have cars. Some people have cars. Not everybody has cars. Some people have cars, some people have horses. There are mountains. You can walk on mountains just as a nice day at the park. It was a great place to be. Of course, the internet is not very accessible there. I wouldn't want to work there, but it's a great place to visit. Oh, and another amazing thing about Buryatia is that the religion there is Buddhism, and they have like the Dalai Lama, but they have a Siberian Lama who lives there, and it was very interesting to visit a Buddhist temple inside Russia. So things that seemed strange to me when I came here is that, so in Russia there are certain phrases that you have to say, or not, you don't have to say them, but it's expected to say them in certain situations. Like if you meet someone and they've just taken a shower or something, you say "S lёгким паром," and it's like a special greeting just after you take a shower or take a bath. And also if somebody sees that you're eating, or if you're about to eat something, they say "Приятного аппетита." It's like good appetite. And it just seemed kind of strange to me that, like, you know, you see that I'm in this situation, that I have eaten something or that I have showered, and usually in America that thing doesn't need any kind of comment. Also, people's facial expressions are very different here. It seemed to me that Russian people usually move like one part of their face at a time, and it seems like, you know, an American face is usually like "Hello, hi, how are you?" and all of that. But in Russia, it has to be like, you know, you can raise your eyebrows, okay, now smile, okay, now over here, okay, like, okay. It seems like it's one at a time. You're moving parts of your face one at a time, and it's just a different way of communicating with your face. In America, I studied Russian for several years, and then I moved to Russia, and I still study Russian here. So, you know, words that might seem strange to other people don't seem so strange to me. But recently I have learned some interesting words. My most recent word is samozvanец, which means imposter. It's a pretty cool word. But I think the strangest word I've learned was nabaldashnik, which I've asked several people what this word means. The only concrete answer I've gotten is that it's like the handle of a cane, or it's like the top of something, and it just seems very strange. Like, why do you need a word for that thing? So there are also a lot of English words in Russian, but there are also a lot of English words in Russian that mean something different from what they do in English. For example, like recently I heard that there's a Russian word falstart, like false start in English. But in Russian, it doesn't mean like a false start, like you tried to start and it didn't work out. False start is like when you start too early. It's like jumping the gun. It's like you started before you were intended to start. Or like they call, when a Russian person says cottage, like cottage, they don't think of a cottage like a little, house in the forest where grandma lives or something. They think of like this big 3-story house with lots of rooms, kind of like almost like a miniature hotel, like a small hotel. It's really kind of a Russian phenomenon, the cottage, but they use an English word for it. So if I brought some friends to Yekaterinburg to visit, of course I would show them all the famous tourist places, like the kind of tourist trap of the European-Asian border, or like the churches, like the recent church that was built on the site where the Romanov family. And there are also some unique and lesser known monuments in Yekaterinburg. Like there's a well, not really a statue, but there's a giant keyboard by the river. There's a giant keyboard by the river, and you can pretend to type on it with your feet and press Control-Alt-Delete with your friends. It's fun. There's also like a monument to the Beatles, and there's a statue of someone who looks like Michael Jackson, but I don't know if it's actually Michael Jackson. So there's some interesting and not very famous things to see here. But I think that my favorite place to show people would actually be outside of the city. It's because we're in the Ural Mountains here, we're near the Ural Mountains, and I think it would be a crime not to show them